Thank you so much. I'm gonna send you a big hug because, oh, I can't find. Oh, I did not mean to go there. Anyway, that's done. My hair's a mess today. Let me just hide this. Okay. We are at 5, 6. We have only 2 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now that I think about it, high birth rates make sense. Fungi send out tons of spores, so if each myconid is a cluster of mushroom entities. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely makes sense. It's naming them that makes it like difficult. Okay. Because I'll be like, names? What are names? Thankfully, like all the names are named in the Sistine Academy one, so I don't have to think of new names. But sometimes I'm scared that like one of my players, I'm like, I want to go to the nearest staff member and talk to them, because I remember Tokyo did that. I can't, or a couple other people did that. No, even Paige did that, where they were like, oh, what are the other names of our class members? And I was just like, what? What do you mean? What do you mean? They don't have names. I don't know NPC names right now. I don't. They don't even exist. The rendering is not even made in my brain. Like, they're just low FPS stuff in the background that you don't notice. They're just there. Like the other children of the school. I don't know their names. Okay. 7 children. Oh, that's gonna be hard to roll to see. We don't have a D7. And 7 times 2 is 14, and I don't have a 14. Paige with it. Girl, that time when you said that, the struggle in my brain, I will never do that again. That will never happen again, where I'll be like, there, that NPC's name is this, 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 this. That will never. That was lucky, 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 lucky. Somebody somebody pick a number from 1 through 7. Paige, pick a number from 1 through 7. Since I don't want to make a new one for 7. And Huntsman, if you ever do like streamer bot stuff like that, and you know how to do a or mix it up, and you know how to do a, I don't know if you're still in here, but if you're a random number thing that you said, let me know. Maybe you'll automatically make one for a certain number. I think I could make something like that, where I make it like the number that they use as a command is a special identifier, and that special identifier is the number that the range goes to, and that's what, I don't know, but we'll see. But I need a number between 1 through 7. Let's go. Give me a number while I drink my tea, my iced tea. 5. That for sure means that one of the cuttings were the successor. If it's 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Elia. Oh, that's my favorite name. Also because I love the Martells in Game of Thrones. Elia is the heir. Her mother, unknown. And is a cutting of the Toadstool line. Maybe we can make like a reason why Elia got to the throne. Warring between pirates and the thicket. Trains partnership with the pirates. Warring between the children of the house of the line and cuttings. Elia was the one to negotiate peace. I don't know, but we have the next one. Elia. I already love her. Pistil is part of a flower. It is. That'll be a good name. But I would hate to have that name. I had a couple ideas. Sally was the first one. We already did Valrain, right? We did Valrain. What bot am I using? I use Mix It Up and Streamer Bot. They're kind of the same thing, but I like Mix It Up because they can do overlay stuff. So like I can put like artwork and things onto the stream. That Streamer Bot really can't do. And then the overlay is like you can put filters onto it. And it's like a local browser source. Yeah. Hell yeah, Pistil. I'm trying to think of other ways to say ends in LIA, EIL, or ANE. That's the goal. Oh wait, we didn't. Somebody roll me a D10. First person to roll the D10, that will be the one I use. Then I can put these babies away and relax. That's a D8, D6. Also, for those who have multiple dice, you group your dice by the style of dice, right? Or you group them by the size, because I group them by the size or like the number. So I have my D20s, my D100s in the center. Because I just like look at all my D4s are together and then they're perfect. Then they're like organized. Since the house is supposed to be cunning, they maybe established that relation with pirates before the river boom. Their relation getting ever since. But some members in the house still deal with them in the dark. Yeah, that's really cool. That's what I was thinking with the house. Let me just add this real quick because I cannot copy. That is 6. Usually unless I have some I'm using more often. Mine are just sitting in the rolling tray though. Yeah, I can't do that. I don't know why I can't have all dice sitting in the rolling tray because then you don't get to roll. Like you want the rolling tray for rolling. And then if it's covered with dice, I'm just always like, wait, what did I just roll? Which one was it? So I like to keep this empty, and then I'll put like my dice. I'll pull the dice that I need, and I'll put it to specific corners. But yeah, the special dice that I got, like that is always going to be in this bag because they're just really pretty, and I want to use it for like big stuff, like big like campaign ending of games, like, and also this D4 is my favorite D4 size. Like it's really cool. That's my favorite D4 rather than like the pyramid, but it's painful. Ow. Um, and so like the pretty ones, they stay in their pretty little bag right here. But the other ones that I need like groups of, they're in this one, which you can get on Etsy, by the way. It was my favorite purchase. Because it has all these different pockets for different dice. That you can do for different sets. It's originally meant for like different sets, like different, you can have multiple sets all in one, but I just did it for all the different numbers because I thought that was better for me. But yeah, I forgot who it was, but if you search for dice bag, I can't remember what it was, and they have different colors and they have like different charms you can put on it. Okay. You got number 6. Oh, we have to think of 6 names. Actually, let's use some older names. I didn't use Thalia again, did I? No, I didn't. Thalia the second. Elathane the second. Thessane the third. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say Amelia the second because she loved her sister. Okay. Someone roll me a d6. Ah. I think this is the last one. Did I do that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. First one, d6 and got a 1. Oof. LOL. You guys are just picking which of the children become the heir, so. We want to do a thing where Celia and Amelia like had fought for the line. Or do we just want to go with Celia? We'll go for Celia for right now. I can't think of anything. My brain's just like blib 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 blib. Oh. Okay, now give me a d10. Okay. You're obsessed with the pirates? I wonder if they were pirates at the beginning and someone in the family tried to screw them over. No, no, no. The pirates is good. The pirates with this family makes so much sense. So any family that is in the border areas, like the Shanter's Vale, they won't have a lot of pirates. They won't have a lot of systems because they're a very big established family, right? That they won't have a lot of presence of that because they would have the ability, the force, the populace to support pushing away like pirates from their areas. The thicket has all these crafts that make sense. They don't have like an established area on the coastlines. Like they don't have that. They have large peaks that they cannot reach. There are islands near them. Other countries and not countries, other houses, domains have more harbor areas, more reason for fishing, like the islands, and like other areas in this the country of Myconia, they have larger like areas that they could go to. Like in the bottom of the map, if you see like how they are, like orally over here, they have reasons for pirates too. The basin has a reason for pirates. This hair area has a reason for pirates, but the place that I think has the biggest reason for them is here for sure, especially this region where they don't have a lot of control for it. Counties, areas, domains. That's what I've been using. I never know which one's the right one, but you guys understand. So pirates, I love the obsession with pirates because this is the 100% the house that we want that with, and that would also give a reason for like the Iron Islands in Game of Thrones aren't pirates, but there are pirates in Game of Thrones. There are reasons for houses who are based on the sea, who don't have a lot of power on the sea to want to kind of consort with pirates, you know? I wonder if they weren't pirates at the beginning and someone in the family tried to screw them over. Who would you be referring to? Celia? Or someone else? Because Crane could have I don't know how they're right now there are just this person, whether they're mass presenting, femme presenting, or androgynous. We said that Crane was a known person of the family, known to consort with the pirates that surround Wolf Den, was important in trade of certain items to Dark Moss. They were never heard of again. Their people still stay. Their ships still roam the seas. So they left and they had multiple children, two of them in a marriage that was put together by their parents maybe, and then the rest born out of the line. Elia was born out of the line. Their parent is unknown, and so they are considered out of the line and a cutting of Toadstool. um because of Crane's like crazy thing and their whole kind of like life path change from running the house and deciding to like go with the pirates. um it doesn't mean that Elia is considered a pirate, but maybe because they're from like an unknown line, they people talk that they're of pirates. um and maybe someone in this family tried to screw that over. Maybe like one of the other siblings that one of Rain's other siblings maybe try to mess that up. Ooh, yeah, that's what I was originally thinking for Crane. So that's what I was thinking. Like Crane had multiple children and they broke off the line. And I'm thinking maybe one of their other siblings um uh threw them down under the proverbial bus, and that's what caused them to break off and like become like with the pirates. And they, because they were the heir and they were like in sign for this, their child, like maybe all of the rest of their siblings, like Thessain the second, Camina, Moraine, were like vowing for the throne. And Elia was chosen as like a middle ground because all the different like siblings, everything was like warring for like, but you know, they were like not warring, they were like fighting for the next line, and they chose Elia as like, I'm thinking of, she's a sad story. Who's it? Jane from English history, who was chosen to sit at the throne as like a pretty much like people putting like a young person on the throne to make peace happen. And that they chose Elia, even though she comes from an unknown background. So maybe like people who maybe like Thessain who didn't get, I don't know, Crane is a third born, so let's say Moraine, let's say Thessain and Camino passed away. Moraine was like the regent, I don't know what it's called, but they elected Elia to be the representative, and Moraine was like, yeah, she'll be great. And maybe Moraine was coaching them to be part of the house. And so because all the different siblings and the children of Crane were like fighting, I guess, that Moraine was like, here's Elia, and then support went behind Elia, and Elia became the new one. Yeah, that's kind of what I imagine. So Crane did break off, and then a couple of these children, like Valrain, Kestel, Myrtle, they are pirates. They were born on the seas, or maybe born to different people that were of the sea or of that line, and like they do different things. They're not all pirates. They do different things, but they all were like, people say that they were born of Crane. Of House Toadstool. That's a lot of detail. I'm sorry if that was like blah, but I hope you guys understood that. In my brain, it makes sense. I can totally see that. I can see children fighting for an heir or to the seat, and then one of the children breaking away, dividing the family. The divided family take the children. People are fighting for the seat with the children, and one of them says, oh, I elect Elia, and is kind of like the character from Princess Diaries 2, where his nephew was going to be the next king, and he was like, oh, I know somebody who I'm related to who would be the next king, and he kind of uses it as his way to get more power. I can see that Moraine doing that, seating Elia as like the seat. And maybe that was like that for a couple of years. And maybe Moraine arranged their marriage to someone he works closely with. There we go. If this is what family backgrounds will be like, I can't wait to see the chaos. Yeah, that's what I like, interfamily relationship stuff, because it's so good. Night, Discordian. Because it's so common, even like it's so, if you, I was a big fan of like the royal line of like England and everything, like how it happened, where families and cousins fought each other, and like as soon as there was like a like the line that it started from to the line where it's now is crazy. Of course, there's so much intermarriage, like so much intermarriage. It's like it's a freaking wreath, but how inter-family relations happened, especially when it comes to like monarchies, things like that, like absolute monarchies. Wow, it's incredibly crazy. But it's also really cool, especially when you think of like stories like this, when you're running like games where, especially like in Witcher, that was my favorite thing to see, like a legacy like happened when like, and then how the wars are happening now because like someone from one country went to another one, and like I can't remember his name, but he was like the, I don't know, but it was so cool, and interfamily dynamics is so fun, and it also kind of makes a little, it's a wreath. We know it's a wreath. Especially when people want to consolidate power as in a country or in an absolute monarchy like kind of situation. When you want to consolidate power, you make it a wreath. It's what, like in Queen Victoria had so many children that like went everywhere, and like is the entirety of Europe. The royal line is so connected. Yeah, you want to consolidate power, it's also what the Targaryens did in Game of Thrones. Even though like dragons went to anybody, they made it like people said only Targaryens could control dragons. But it was also kind of like a thing where like it could be, that could totally be true. Or is it because they never married outside of their house and they married with their siblings? And so that way they consolidate the power of the dragons only within the Targaryens, pushing forward the narrative that they only controlled dragons until Rhaenyra and Aegon were fighting, and dragons started like being claimed by people who weren't part of the line. Like it shows like when people want to consolidate it, that's what they do. This is the last one. So could I get a D10, please? And I like this stuff because then like all this stuff won't get into the game. It's not like anytime we talk about House Toadstool, I'm going to go over every single name in this. But the cool thing is when I play games, especially like group stuff, anything with dynamics, I like to know who is who, where is one big group thing is like Castleton that I'm in, and I'll be like that. I'll be like, okay, they're of this line, of this. What is the dynamic with A plus B and C? Okay, great. Me and you have never met. What would we have known each other about? And I would use that, not to be like mean or anyway, but if I have 4, thank you. They have 4 children. And then could you do a D4 to see who became the heir? I do that with all my games. Any games where like we're a group, we're a heist group, where we are in dynamics, like where do we live? What does that involve or anything? I like those details because I'll be using that to be like, that's how my character kind of gets formed a little bit. So for one shots and stuff, I'll do it just because I like if I want to know that kind of dynamic, how I react to everyone. But for campaigns, I'm obsessed with that stuff because that's how I make the world like real to me. So I can play and have fun and enjoy just being like in this whole other world. Since this is the last generation and this is where the players will like create, what I will do is make it blank for the names. And then V2, 3. That's 9, right? 9 is IX. This is So this all these names, the players when they're casted, they will make the names, and the children will be whoever is casted. Or maybe they don't. Maybe they're just like they're a child. They're like maybe the player who, if you only have one person for this house, it will be just one person. They don't have children, and maybe they're going to court to get a wife or a partner. If you still have the large ship, hold on, sorry. If you still have the large ship, make it that the leader is a claimant for the throne who is a descendant of the family bloodline. Oh my god. I'm gonna add this here. I like that so much. That's so good. That's perfect. So, um, I need to clean this up, remove all this stuff for the wiki. Okay. Now let's copy all this and move this to the next house for next week, which is House Chianti. Colors vibrant yellow and gold, chanterelle mushrooms, harmony in every note. Okay. That's saved for next week. Since we have this done, let's move this to the like its own page. How can I do that? Where did it go? Oh, okay. And then move to how do I move it? I want its own page. Oh, thank you for the stretch. I can see the story where the party is dealing with a pirate threat, and at a confrontation, they learn that the pirate leader is a bastard of the mainline. Yeah, I can see that too. That's why I want to kind of keep it. Maybe like a player wants to be that, and they want to kind of do a line where they're like claiming a certain area, even if they're not going for the throne. There could be players who are not interested in the throne and they're wanting to do like, I want to get a smaller house, like I want to like do that. So I think that'll be a really cool side plot line, kind of like what's his name, Euron Greyjoy kind of feel. I didn't add a cover to this, did I? No, I didn't. Okay. Can I just copy all this? Oh, it's gonna be real bad, isn't it? Oh no, it's not. Perfect. All right. Thank you for gifting a sub to Wad Tomaton. I appreciate you. I don't know who Wad Tomaton is, but I hope you enjoy the sub. Okay, everything is here. We're going to now clean this up so it can be live and people could come and check it out. And let's see. I want to add a cover. This needs to be updated to the new one. Let's do that real quick. Where's the Notion? Turn that off. Middle monitor. Okay, let's clean this up real quick. So we changed up the name, Mycenae. Nope. There we go. And then these we can delete. Doing this Golden Keep like for House Portabellon is gonna be the hard one because they have so many little towns. This is like one of the larger regions. I'm glad that that's like closer to the end. This will be for next week, and then we'll get to do a portion of the tower where the maester. Oh my god, you guys can't see. I'm so sorry. I'm just pointing to nothing. I'm a bit late. Been doing. Don't worry, you're doing important things. I hope it's going well. So doing Portabellon will be hard because what I was saying was there's so many little different towns that I've added. This is supposed to be a long forgotten town that doesn't exist anymore. But luckily that's a little closer to the end and we can do some things about like their relationships with the different regions. And then next week we will do Shanter's Vale or House County, who has the towers, which the major religion in this world pretty much takes control of. So this region is it has that influence of like Italy with the Vatican kind of energy. So the towers and this area is kind of known for people who want to do magic. The only way is to be like each house has a Meister who like learns magic and teaches the children who can concoct different things, and they practice like the religion that's like sanctioned, and anyone else who practices magic outside of that is kind of either like told on by their house or like people who see that, or they're like hiding it. So it would be good to kind of do that dynamic, because anyone of this house, it's there is like, those are the peaks, those are part of the peaks. They share this region with this house, who's kind of like the Baratheons. They're kind of very warrior focused fighters, but Shanter's Vale is known for like music, celebrations, like if you are a bard kind of feel like it's like a bard area. And it'll be kind of cool to do some kind of like history or something with like stories of the areas around here. That'll be fun, but that'll be for next week. We changed the name on this. Anything else that I need to change or fix, because I can do it now. What is this one? Oh, Bane's Rift. Can't really see that, but that's okay. Also Cortina. Maybe I can upload the like 4K version and then embed it into the thing. I think that'll be better than like just uploading an image, because there's a limit for Notion. I think you have to have it under 5 megabytes. But I made a big map because I wanted like the places that are very tiny. What's this place called? Lullin? Aldermist. What's this one? Ina? Those are pretty names. I like it. Okay. I think these are good for now. If I need to update it, I will. Oh, I don't like this. Can I rotate this? Yeah, there we go. That's a little better. And then move this to the center a little bit. God, I love map making so freaking much. I'm obsessed with map making. Oh. Okay, fine. Which one is next week? That is House Canty, named after chanterelle mushrooms. So they are of Chanter's Vale, of this region, of the peaks. So they have multiple cities: Probaxis, Redstem, long forgotten town that had towers. Maybe they had like a cool story. Maybe there was like, maybe this is like the mountain areas of the Vale in the Game of Thrones, where there's still tribes here that still fight out. Maybe the road from Crystalbian to, oh, nope, did not mean to do that, to Crescendia is dangerous. I don't know. I'm thinking of a couple ideas. And there's small towns here that I did not name. Maybe a name for a town. Eblar would be a nice name for this town. Greek turn. Okay, and then they also have this huge river that is named Melody Brook. And this is all their regions. So they have all this stuff, and it touches this cold region as well. So this will be cool to kind of start the lore of this region, because this region is kind of, there's no house. There is a, I have ideas as a GM for these regions as like possible magic sources that are dictated as like bad. That maybe like the tower says you should never practice with them, or I don't know, something of that effect, that is that, but there's that conflict, and maybe that's why the tower has so much power, and maybe that's why they work with, they have like, when I think of it as like this house pretty much doesn't really seem to have a lot of power, because everybody says the tower is there, like they have more power over them, and maybe that's why they work together, because the tower wants to kind of like use these borderlands for something. I don't know, but that'll be cool for next week. But that's the plan for next week. Ooh, I added a cave here. Ooh. And then it'll be cool to talk about how their relationships are with the peaks. Okay, I need to make sure to write down all the cities and stuff. Oh, I put another cave here too. Ooh, I like that. Very cute. Okay, but that's for next week. What did I want to do though? I wanted to save this. How do I save this? Save map.